artist.
Okay, hi everyone. We're properly live now, I think. And with me today are Dungeon Matron, also known as Lisa, and I think her cat may be roaming around there somewhere today.
Yeah, he gave us a special view earlier.
Yeah, and Lawrence Davies, who has been showing us some of his work recently, and yeah, mind blown. So, hope everyone is doing okay. Hi Charlene, hi Cross, and hi Rachita. Glad you could join us. So, how are you all?
I'm just blown away by Lawrence's build here. That's just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he just started it. When did you start that? It was earlier this week, eh?
I think on Saturday, and I finished it Monday.
It's not complete yet, though, right? Still working on it?
It is now, yeah.
Oh, it's complete?
No, I
Yeah.
think she's talking about the tree.
I was talking about the
Yeah.
trees!
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. I stopped keeping track of when I start and finish stuff, really, but I think I started, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 days ago?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it was after my video for the guild build, so it would be something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just epic.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, I'm really shocked at how fast you work here.
Yes.
Tina's fast, but I think you're up there with her.
All the tools I use are within 3 steps of where I sit. So I don't waste any time grabbing what I need.
That's efficient. Okay, so basically in today's stream we were going to go over the builds we made for the Pistacchio challenge, which, in case anyone forgot, is something that one of the brain farts we had during the stream with Marcin from Jagelsdorf. And a bunch of us just started putting together things made out of pistachio shells. And yeah, we're just going to go over the submissions and talk about them. Okay, shall we jump to that?
I would love to. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be great.
Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the last submission, which was Rachita's. Okay, can you guys see this?
No, I can't see it.
No. I can't.
Okay, hang on a second. Obviously I forgot to share the screen with you. It happens.
That's fine.
Okay.
Aha. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine coming across that as an adventure? That's terrifying.
Yeah, and
I was just thinking, didn't he say something about it being like based off of Audrey 2?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Oh, they're huge. Oh,
Yeah.
they're a lot bigger than I mean, can you imagine being the size of an adventure? And oh my God.
And as part of the submission, Rachita also wrote a very long entry, basically the backstory for the Dire Pistachio. Which
There's a backstory?
There was a backstory, yeah. I'll try to post it as a pinned comment after the stream, but
I'd love to see
it's fun reading.
That'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Okay, and apart from the pistachio monster itself, there's also this little shield, which one of the dwarves is carrying,
That is great.
which is also a pistachio shell.
Oh,
Is it
wow.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
yeah, and that's also something that he wrote in the backstory.
Oh, neat.
Huh. I never would have thought of using a shell as a shield.
No, that's actually a really good idea.
Okay, he's saying forced perspective made those dwarves look smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks enormous next to them, and yeah, it's not something I want to bump into at night for sure.
Absolutely not.
Mm.
The thing I really like about this build is that it's a really straightforward design.
Hmm.
Okay, it gets the job done, and I like the thought that went behind it. Even the how do you say it? Like the shield from the Pistachio shell, which he wrote into the backstory. It's trying to fit it into a game ecosystem,
Hmm.
and the basing is really neat.
Are the wires painted, or are they covered with tape, or are the wires
They're
actually
painted.
an electrical wire?
They're painted.
They're painted.
Here's the
Okay.
shot where he's
Got it.
masked the shells with tape and
Got
spray
it.
painted them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's awesome.
I love.
One thing that I mentioned is that the insides of the pistachio shells have been painted also,
Hmm.
which I
Yep.
think it shows a little on some of them, but I think in most cases it was too subtle and it's not showing very clearly.
Yeah.
But it's a nice
I
little
like the
touch.
basing on that too. I like the basing.
Hmm. I forgot what it
They
was.
look
Was it
great.
sand or coconut something? I think I'm not sure. But yeah, this one's really nice and put together quickly, works, and you just get them on the table and play. Okay,
Yeah, it's a great build.
moving on.
That's something I would love to have on the table and have my players go up against. That would be fun.
Pro tip: don't attach the shells until after priming. Yeah, okay, I can see why that would be a problem.
Good advice.
So, and he's saying that the base is craft sand and Mod Podge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Good job, man.
It is. Very nice. Good build.
Okay. By the way, before I forget this one too, later we'll be looking at the community showcase. So if anyone wants to drop in their builds, I'm going to drop a link to the Discord channel in the chat now. Okay.
That's fine.
Right. Moving on to the next one. This one is Martin's from Palpatelia.
Oh, that's the one that was. It looks cute, and then he paints it.
I don't. He didn't manage to finish this build, but you can already see where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He painted it. There were pictures of it painted. I don't know if he posted them on Discord, but
Not painted. I think it was. He just added fur to it, but it does look cute. Come on.
it is cute. But then, no, I remember
Yeah.
the paint. They had made them. I think they were green.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, there you go.
that's more that's green stuff. It's part of the sculpt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's less cute. More eat your face. Yeah.
But it's so fluffy.
It's so fluffy.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing, Steven?
Earthman brick.
Earthman break in the house.
Oh, I didn't see that view. Oh my god.
Oh.
No, that's definitely not cute. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
here,
that's terrible.
here's gone past the point of cuteness. You know, the thing that really stuns me is that Martin really only started sculpting, I think, less than a year ago. I want to say a year and a half at most.
Seriously.
And
Oh, I hate him.
I dig it.
Kind of reminds me of like one of the ancient terror birds.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it looks more like a bird or a bat or something. It's got the bat ears and face kind of thing, but then it's got that beak. Yeah, unless he was planning to add more eyes to it, which I think would really bring it into nightmare fuel territory.
Yes. Definitely nightmare fuel territory.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see where he goes with this one.
It kind of reminds me of the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember them having ears, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that
Maybe
one.
that's what they looked like before they got all old and nasty looking.
Carefully.
I like the eyes, especially. Look at the eyes. They're really very intense. I like those. That's a really good. Without he didn't do it's just the white is creepy as
I think what he did
yeah.
was using a bead in there,
Oh, it's a
so
bead. Yeah,
so he could
that's a really
yeah,
good idea.
so he could form the eye around it. And
Yeah.
it's something I always forget to do. If I'm sculpting something, I always forget to do that. And
The eyelids.
not the eyelids, using a bead or something as
Oh.
for structure rather than sculpting your own little bead and putting it in there. It's a waste of time.
Right.
But yeah, this makes it so much easier to sculpt the face around it.
So is this just part of? Is this just the head of the rest of something that he's going to finish, or is that it?
He didn't say, but knowing him, I suspect that this is just the start.
Mhm.
There will be a body to go along with that.
I would love to see the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be coming up, so we'll probably see it in the coming weeks. Okay, moving on to the next one. And I think Lawrence, I think you can take it from here.
Yeah, I recognize that.
So what do we have here?
That was just a round NDF board that I picked up, and that's what did I use? I don't remember. Oh yeah, a bunch of sculptor mold, and then before it had started to set up, I just jammed in the pistachio shells for that part right there.
Okay, and what about the rest of the texture? I mean, because I know you covered it in something else later.
The texture was actually one that was made with the with this right here. I just basically
hang on, because we can't see you right now.
over and over again.
Again? Ah, okay.
I just basically punched the round tip of this tool into it over and over again.
Okay.
Handy dandy
Dollar
Tree
Tree.
item.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's the reason for the timing? Because if you're going to cover it in texture later, that's just going to be hidden, no?
Yeah, at the time, I was thinking I was gonna go for like a more of a animal feel to it, more
Okay, okay.
at the time when I did it. But then the further and further I got, I was like more plant-like, and but yeah, I mean, some of the tentacles, the green tentacles are just Dollar Tree tentacle pack for Final Faction
Okay.
that I cut up, and the other ones are just a heavier gauge wire with a bunch of DOS clay around it.
All right. I
It
like
just
how
makes me skin crawl looking at that.
I like how you use the pistachios in different places here for different
Yes.
different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are some build steps. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, I was just winging it. I was like, this looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
You know, it's interesting that you started with the base, intending the base to be more organic, fleshy, and then
Yeah.
decided to go with the plant material. I mean, the result is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think either way it would have been great, but the fact that you went with the plants, it just adds to that pistachio bit, lends that, you know, organic.
Yeah, I've
kind of
never,
face.
it's like, most of my stuff, I have an idea in my head, and from the time I finish it, it's completely different from what was in my head.
I'm not
I
seeing
don't
some.
really plan it out too much, other than a general idea.
Hey, Mike.
I love the color choices too, by the way. Your choice of colors is fantastic. I love
Honestly,
the
a lot of
lavender.
that was, I winged most of it. And
Really?
I just felt like, purple.
I,
That was as much thought as I put into that.
I'm seeing some texture on the pistachios on the end of the tentacles. How do you get that? Looks like a really fine texture.
Oh, you mean, where did I just put? You mean like the vein-like texture?
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually just some DOS clay
All right.
that I ran up in thin strips. That was mainly so it would adhere better to the tentacle itself, so it wouldn't
Ah,
wind up falling off.
Ooh, okay, I get you.
smart.
So when you're taking the DAS clay and you're making it that thin, are you using water or PVA or anything like that to thin it down to make it more pliable?
No, not really. I mean, I dip my fingers in the water when I'm working it, but I don't actually intentionally make it thinner.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, and what a result. That is a beautiful build.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, what did you make the tongue
Oh,
out
there
of?
you go.
Okay, the tongue itself is another one of the final faction tentacles,
All
but
right.
all the gore stuff in there is actually 5-minute epoxy, and with some acrylic ink mixed in with it, and just poured right in.
And there's a kind of strands or goop of at the top. Is that just the same thing?
Not intentional.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't intentional.
Okay,
It
but
just
it
it's
still
like,
adds to it. It definitely adds to it.
yeah, 5-minute epoxy. You have less than 5 minutes to work with it, and that was towards the end of the 5 minutes when I was trying to get it all in there.
My Dollar Tree does not have the final faction stuff. So is it weird to say that I am experiencing tentacle envy?
Hey, I've
Okay,
even seen action figure collectors going after the final faction stuff.
Yeah.
so Mike from Net One Videos saying, "Hey guys, these are looking awesome. I saw the entries in Karl's server. Super cool what everyone did. Yeah, they are cool."
Yeah.
And Ray Cheetah saying, "Started off looking like a pie, then it went in an entirely different direction." But yeah, it still has a gem filling kind of thing.
So the center there that where the tongue's coming out, is that epoxy pour or is that a resin or what is that in
Yeah, the
there?
5-minute epoxy, the red shiny goo in the middle of it. Yeah, that's the 5-minute epoxy I got at Dollar Tree. I said I just mixed, I think, a drop of burn umber ink, and I can't remember what red I used, but yeah.
Yeah, that's really effective.
Do you have a way of calibrating that? It's like because whenever I try to do that, I end up either having something that barely tints it, or just putting in too much and ending up with something that's completely opaque.
I like
Yeah.
that. That looks great.
That's what I love about the Liquitex acrylic ink. I hardly ever have any problems with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no word of a lie. I'm kind of drooling a little right now because it looks like the center of a jam donut. It's amazing.
In the
thing
grim
is,
darkness
I
of the
hate
far
the
future, the
fancier-
jam donut eats you.
That is the most evil jam donut I've ever seen.
Okay, I here I see it with the rest of your swamp terrain, and yep.
Yeah. I figured it'll mix good with my Dagobah / swamp terrain.
I love the eggs. Those are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I made those around Easter time, and there were lots of plastic eggs sitting on the shelves.
That's an amazing.
And again, that green ooze was done with the 5-minute epoxy.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's great stuff.
You have so much better luck with that than I do.
Oh, Cross.
Hey, how are you doing, Cross?
Oh, good. I snuck in. I thought y'all knew I was here.
No, I didn't. I was busy looking at the screen. Sorry,
I
buddy.
actually came in to say that it's funny to me that I used the same tool that he used to sculpt that in a completely different way. That's the way I made the little armpits where I glued the legs on my bug.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that in the video.
That's right.
Yeah, and since you're here, I think we can go on with your bugs.
Woohoo, bugs!
Bugs, get out the raid. Yeah.
Of
These
course.
guys, I
Want
saw
to-
your video. You really struggled
Wanna
with
take it away?
those.
Okay. I love the way they turned out. No, I don't. I like the way they turned out. I love that everybody else loves the way they turned out. But they were a complete pain. I had no idea. I've eaten probably 1 billion pistachios in my life, and I had no idea the shells were oily because I don't pay attention to them. I, pull the nut out, toss the shell, eat the nut, done. And so it was a pain from the get-go. I should have made the bodies out of polymer clay and wedged the shells into them, because I know the shells would have been able to take the oven heat, but I didn't have any clay that was in condition to be used. I have to recondition all mine, add oil to it or whatever. So I ended up using aluminum balls, and well, not really balls, they're sort of teardrop shaped, and just went from there. I knew they'd need a carapace. I knew they do have a mini episodes of gaming of backstory for these bugs, so, and others like them. So I knew they had wings, and they had heads. Now the heads are supposed to be smaller, but they work like this, and I actually think they're kind of cool because they end up looking like a mix between like alien bugs, like the bugs from like the xenomorphs from Aliens, and as somebody pointed out, the bugs in Starship Trooper only have 4 legs, and I had never even really noticed that. And so that was not intentional. My bugs I just want everything in my games to be clearly a fantasy world, so mine have always had 4 legs, and I just ran with it. It's aluminum ball underneath, glued a shell on the back for the abdomen, which I kept calling the butt until I went and looked it up. I kept thinking it was actually the thorax, but it's not. So I glued on the butts, then the wings, and then the heads. The lines on them are all sensory organs, and when they're coming at you, they really should have the wings extended, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that with the shape of the pistachio shells. That makes them able to find their prey really easily, but they are almost defenseless from the back because they don't have any sensors on the back when their wings are out. So the trick to them is sneak up on them. If you ever play one of my games, by the way, metagaming, the trick is to sneak up on them.
Yeah, but that's my default way of dealing with things, so
yeah, there you
shouldn't
go.
be a problem.
Exactly. Be roguey. Sneak, poke, poke. Yeah. And so that's it. There's really nothing to them. They're just bugs that I've had in my head for a long time. I've had in my games. And as soon as I saw I went through about 20 different things in my head of what the shells could be. I went through the whole Audrey 2 thing. I went through turning them into the like egg pods like from Alien. I just went through about 20 things in my head, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna just build something I know, and they came out all right. It was a pretty straightforward process.
Yeah.
Okay,
For anybody wanting to do this with other materials, I'll tell you right now, don't use the toothpicks for legs. They're easy to get into shape, but then you have to go back and re-glue every joint because they're not stable. They keep wanting to break. One of these, I won't tell you which one. One is missing part of his leg.
Yeah, Ray Cheetah in the chat is saying that the bugs look alarmingly similar to ones from a certain video game, like Half-Life, the head crabs.
was that Half-Life? Want to say Half-Life?
Yes.
All right.
I've never played Half-Life, but I've seen Headcrab in like the 8-bit version, but I haven't seen any newer ones, so I don't know what they look like. But yay! Everybody says, "Oh, that looks just like blah." So apparently, it looks like 20 different bugs. The reason mine originally had 4 legs, besides the fact I wanted to just make him alien, is from a video game. If any of y'all have ever played Borderlands, on the planet Pandora, there's these things called spider ants, and they have 4 legs, except their front legs are super armored, so they'll pull their legs in front of them, and you can't really shoot them until they move sideways. So that's just sort of how I base the shape of the legs.
All right. I mean, the thing is, I think I mentioned this to you earlier, but looking at the photos of them, I kind of hear them in my head. It's like going click, 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 click,
Yeah,
click, click, click.
Exactly, exactly. And they do. That's part of their backstory. I've always said that they like when they skitter over rocks. Though they have no fear of going into towns. So I will drop them into cities and stuff and have them have to defend the town. And they make little tick, 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 tick noises on the cobblestones and on the brick walls when they actually walk on the walls, because they are capable of clinging to walls.
Because of course they are.
Of course they are.
Okay,
Of course, the
now
other
we're
way to
safe.
defeat them is to crack them open and eat their tasty middle.
I wouldn't want to eat them. They're not carrion eaters. I wouldn't want to eat one. No, to be honest, I have an ex, and nothing against her. There's not. I just know that she has pointed out to me that many people have fears of things walking like on ceilings, and so that's part of why they can definitely walk on walls.
Okay. Okay, Rachita's saying, maybe because my shells were all about 30 years old, yes, I saved them that long for this build, but I never ran into any oiliness issues. Yeah, I think that's what you needed, Cross. I think what you needed was a bit more preparation and start collecting your materials earlier.
Well, I'm such a hoarder that I still have the bag of the shells, and I'm like, I can't bring myself to throw them out now that I saved them. And so, like 20 years from now, I'll be like, it's time to reincarnate the shell challenge, and maybe by then they'll be dried out enough. That's a very valid point, Rachita.
Okay, it's
Or was there
it's
some
not
kind of mystical
hoarding, it's
knowledge?
collecting.
Say again, sorry?
Go ahead.
It's
I was
not
going to say,
hoarding,
or
it's collecting.
did they know that there was going to be 30 years later a Pistacchio shell challenge? Got to save up those shells.
Yeah. And Earthman said it's not hoarding, it's collecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I always say, if it's not hoarding if you're planning to use it.
I don't have a plan to use it. I just plan to save it forever.
The bugs are great, Cross.
Well, thank you.
I like the.
Yeah.
Now, is that the light that's making them glow, or is that the paint?
They aren't glowing. I have 3 lights in that picture. All 3 are LEDs. One is white and very soft from directly above, and then I've got a blue to the left and a red to the right. Both turned all the way down in intensity. They're just very close to the bugs on the sides. But there's nothing glowing. It's just a bright paint.
It just
Alright.
looks like they're glowing.
Yeah,
Which
it does.
really
And those
adds
aren't.
something,
I
guess,
have
to it.
paints that are designed to glow under black light that are called neon paint, and I have paints that are glow in the dark paint, and I did not use them on these. These don't have those.
All right.
I was pleasantly surprised with how shiny they are, glowy they are, but they aren't really glowing. It's just the light. It's just.
Right.
I think it has to do with the shininess of either the shell or the spray paint that I primed them with.
All right.
That
That's good.
pistachio oil helped you.
Finally, in the end, yeah, after I got it glued on and glued on and glued on and glued on because it didn't want to stick.
Oh, okay. So Rachita's saying, I knew what I was going to do with those shells. It just took this challenge to get me to do anything with them. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think we contributed to the the balance of the world. Anyway, Cross, I really love the background and the terrain in this photo.
Yeah, that's the background is from a fish tank.
All right.
The stuff you put in the back of fish tanks, and everything in front of it is stuff I'd already built. I didn't build anything for this, but it's all modular. The hill comes up. The ground that they're on is sort of like a UDT, except it's rectangular. It's, I don't know, 16 inches by 14 inches or something like that.
Mhm.
And in the tree to the right of the picture that's up right now, there's 2 little square pieces I have that are made out of that horrible PIR foam that we get in America. That's not the stuff like Encounter Terrain uses. Our stuff has all these little holes and pits in it, and so it makes a great texture. So I've got 2 little square plates that are just designed to be stackable, and I just put them over to disguise the roots on the tree. Yeah, there's nothing. It's just all modular terrain and that backdrop, but the backdrop really brings it out. It's very cool.
I mean, the backdrop and the lighting. It's they work really well together.
Yep, and it's Reconon helped me with the lighting. We worked on it one night on how to get the best look to it, and so yeah.
Yeah, nice work. Seriously, nice work. It's
really thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I think the bugs are absolutely terrifying.
Oh, they're worse. They're worse when they're even worse if you meet them on the table. Oh, they're horrible.
No, creepy crawlies. Thank you. No.
Okay, jumping on to the next one. So Lisa.
Yes.
Want to tell us all about this?
I don't see anything. Oh, I guess because it's mine. Oh, that my Grell. Yeah, he's two nuts in one. That's a pistachio shell beak, and his brain is a walnut.
Okay.
And my first ever mini build. He's not really that mini though. I mean, if you put him up next to a mini, he's huge. But I was really struggling with it because I don't paint minis really well. I don't know. It just isn't my thing. I
think you got the job done, to be honest.
I was pleasantly surprised with how it turned out.
I think it turned out really good, even if you were going like, but I can't paint. I can't paint. Well, you're painting it.
Yeah. Well, she's doing way better than that Cross guy did.
Oh, stop. Yeah, I had to do some rejiggering with it because initially the beak, I didn't really hone the beak well. I put the beak, it looked like a Donald Duck grell. So I had to redo some things, but in the end I was very pleased with it. I think the thing I love the most is my solution for the ends of the tentacles.
Okay.
With that spiky stuff at the end. I mean, it's not as spiky as it's shown in the picture in the monster manual, but those are the ends of those rubber picks that you use for your teeth.
Okay.
Am I just lagged because I'm still seeing my bugs on the screen? I'm not seeing her grow.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Second. Yeah.
Not just you.
Okay. Because we're talking about a grill. Let's show the grill. It looks good.
Hang on a second.
Get my fugly buglies off the screen.
Yeah, it seems like my connection got lagged or something.
It's okay.
For anybody who worries about such things, I'm not insulting my build. I've called them fugly buglies for
Fugly
years.
buglies. I like that. The fugly bugly build.
Yeah, this seems to be stuck for some reason.
Oh.
Where's IT when you need them, eh?
Say again?
Where is IT when you need them?
Let's try to stop the camera and start it again and see what happens. Okay, any luck?
I'm still seeing background. That's all I'm getting is the background.
How is it you're pasting up the images?
Say again?
Is it OBS you're using to paste the images up?
Yeah.
Okay, have you loaded them in?
Yep.
You might have to right-click and then put, transform, and then move object to center, because sometimes it'll just fly off the screen.
Okay, let's see.
There we go.
Hmm?
It seems to have worked. It's sideways, but
Yeah, you can transform and rotate it as well.
Okay, so let's try to do that.
Well, while it's coming up, talk about the beak, because on that first picture you still had the beak upside down.
Oh, Lisa, you've muted yourself.
Okay. So Ducky,
Technology, always a
on
joy.
the first picture, because I was still working through the idea in my head, and then I got it on there and realized that the Grell doesn't have a duck beak, and it looked ridiculous. So I pulled that off and then shaved the pistachio shell into a more pointy beak, and then put it on properly. So.
But did you also do something for the because there's like on the bridge of the nose or whatever it's
Oh yeah, I just used some really thin foam and glued it in there, and
Alright.
then put nostrils and all that in there according to the monster manual.
okay. Foam looks like kind of the how do you say it? It might be a bit more complicated to do that rather than using I don't know, air drying clay or something like that.
No, it's foam. No, there's no clay on this at all.
So that's like what, the crafter's foam, the little EVA
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That stuff loves
And,
super glue. It's easy to put.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Bear with me a second because I think my Discord just crashed. We'll be back in a second. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the streaming of Discord now, so I've still got a couple of issues to work out. But we'll be back in just a second. Loading, but we're almost there. And we're back. Hey, sorry, my Discord just crashed.
Mine does that every once in a while, just completely lags me out.
Oh,
The joys of tech.
Okay, in the meantime, Raycheat is saying a clever approach to a classic monster, which it is, yeah. And Mike from Netcon Video saying, love that, tentacles, beak, it's like you're sculpting nightmares.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
like that. Like.
It's supposed to be floating, and I really did struggle with, do I want to put it on something, like mounted on a clear rod so that it actually floats, or do I want to give the impression it's floating by having it just balance on some of the tentacles? And I went with the tentacles. I don't know. I'm still kind of going back and forth which way I should have gone.
I'm not sure to
Yeah,
be
you
honest. I
can
mean,
usually do half and half. So you can have it so like a couple of the tentacles are wrapped around a piece of terrain or even a person. So it looks like it's actually attacking someone.
Oh,
oh, that's a nice idea.
that's a great idea.
And with that floating terrain thing coming up, I'm just saying.
Yeah, could have done double duty.
Hey, my terrain's already built. What do you know?
Cheating.
Yeah, multi-purpose, multi-purpose
No, I've
build.
never
Yeah.
entered the same thing twice.
No, never.
So yeah, speaking of the floating terrain, we can kind of see it in the camera shot there.
Yeah,
The piece that you're working on, Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I just added 2 nooses to the tree while this has been going on.
Nice.
Yeah, let's
Was
just bring,
debating on what theme to go with, and horror is gonna go.
let's
One
just
out.
bring that up so people at home can see that. 1 second. There we go.
Just added that and.
Oh, evil tree. Gonna hang people with it. Hmm?
Oh yeah, what says evil more than nooses off the tree?
Love it. Love it. Let's do this.
It's not a noose; it's a rope swing. Come on, this is friendly time.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh no, that's definitely a noose. Oh dear.
Okay, next, jumping onto another build. And Steven, all yours.
Yeah. So this is my build for the pistachio challenge, and I used pistachios to make up the pistachio build for the pistachio challenge.
Are you sure it was pistachios?
Using it was. I'm pretty sure it was pistachio shells. So yeah, I used an amalgamation of them, and I had difficulty, the same difficulty that Cross had. Oh, we've lost Karl again. Or have we?
Have we?
Who we lost? Oh, we lost Lisa there for a second. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, to bring it back down to it, I had the same issue connecting the shells to one another that Cross had. So what I did to combat that was I used a mixture of hot glue to make sure that there was the maximum amount of points of contact between the 2 pieces.
Okay,
And
we're
then
having
when
the
those
problem again.
inevitably-
The
Oh.
stream again. I'm still seeing the growl.
Oh,
I'm not.
I'm not.
All right, hold on. Let me refresh mine. Anyway, you can keep talking. It's probably me.
Okay. So yeah, what I had was a connectivity issue with the pistachio shells because of the oil or whatever it was that was causing them not to want to adhere to one another. So I used hot glue initially to increase the maximum points of connectivity between one part and the next. And then I used super glue after that, after peeling it off. And then I used a wireframe with wires. Oh, Lisa, you keep dropping in and out. Are we having connection issues overall, or
It seems
things-
like it.
little, yeah.
oh dear.
They're saying in the chat that there's audio lag, and I am super lagged from what I've got the audio in one ear and the Discord in another ear, and there's about a 20-second or more lag.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's not good. Yeah, I think I definitely need to tune up this process a bit more.
I love this build.
The grell just cleared off my screen just now, and we're just now starting to look at Lawrence's tree on the YouTube feed.
Whoa, yeah, that's definitely lagged.
Wow.
Yeah, you can tell if it's lagging at all by when you look at OBS. It'll tell you how many dropped frames there are.
Okay, where do I see that?
Right down at the bottom of OBS, there should be a little icon that says dropped frames.
Yeah, right now it's saying 0.
Okay. In that case, everything should be good.
Alright. Unless it's really burnt itself out and it just refuses to calculate.
Well, there's often a lag on YouTube itself, so YouTube
Yeah, I
could be
guess.
lagging.
I'm loving the skeletons that are in the build.
Those are
there.
some of
That
your
looks
cuts,
great.
aren't they?
Yeah, they're just a couple of what is I had I think it was the War Games factory. It was one of their plastic skeleton sets, so I made a little molds of the skulls and the rib cage and spinal column, and I've kept those, just molded them with milliput.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you use any other material, it's not gonna hold the shape as well, and it'll be too soft. So using an epoxy putty for those, and then just gluing them on, and then adding tentacles and such like after the fact. And the barbs I made were just acetate, which is your clear food packaging.
Okay, so just chopped up a bit of plastic for that.
Essentially, yeah.
Nice.
Just
So it has a
because
Venus flytrap kind of feel to it. Is it? What do you
Yeah, it
call
does.
it though?
what do I call it? It's a chaos spawn. But to be honest, chaos spawns are just kind of random mutations from the warp in the Warhammer lore. So you could pretty much use it as an amalgamation of anything you wanted.
I'm reminded in the
Yeah.
in the movie The Dark Crystal, there's a thing that looks like a rock that eats another animal that wanders by, and it reminds me of that.
Oh yeah.
The base is really nice.
Like
It's a
it might
great
be a
build,
perfect.
and it makes my skin crawl.
There you go. Like it might be a perfectly normal plant on some other world,
Mm-hmm.
which I suppose is why 40K calls them hell worlds, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, the base was I did that in a previous video. I think it was the battlefield bases.
Okay.
And so the base was like scratch built. It was just it's pretty much just a circle of card with textured paint thrown on there, and then a few, like, you know, when you buy like a plastic set of miniatures, you always get like extra spears and shields and all sorts of gubbins that you never end up using. They just ever remain on those sprues. Well, I like to use them up and throw them onto bases.
Looks great.
Did you make your own texture paste, or is that a purchased one?
No, I make my own.
Nice.
It's all it is it's just a mixture of paint, PVA glue, and you can use sawdust powder or sand or just whatever you've got at hand.
Yeah, baking soda, anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done similar. It looks really good there, though. Really
Yeah,
good.
it does. I like the idea of mixing different grains in it because usually I just go for either just sand or just baking powder, whatever. Mixing the different grits is a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, and what is it? Because you can get like really fine sand if you're looking for really fine sand. If you're looking to do like a Mojave Desert type deal, or you're going for like the Sahara Desert where it's, you know, you don't have much rocky outcrops, it's all just sand everywhere. You would tend to use the finest coarse sand that you can get, which would be your play sand that you can actually just buy like a giant sack of this stuff for like a couple of pounds or a few dollars. Really good stuff. The only issue that there is with it is that you have to dry it out first because it's actually quite moist in the bag.
Yeah.
So, but you can dry that out in the sunlight, or you can dry it out in the oven on a very low temperature. And yeah, it's perfect. Or you can go down to the beach and just get rough, coarse sand. And if you want something even thicker than that, you could use dirt, or you could use old coffee grinds, or even cat litter. Seems to be quite good. Don't use cat litter though. Use fresh.
Yeah. I got 3 cats. I don't want to touch their litter.
There's about 40 different kinds of cat litter, and there are two that I found that work the best for crafting. One of them is little grains. It's almost like cornmeal, and another one is little rocks. It's made out of alginate, But the alginate I find is really dusty. So even though it's absorbent, I tend to rinse it off and then lay it out on a flat pan to dry for a couple days.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's a good point. If you're dealing with any kind of dusty materials like sawdust powder, always wear breathing apparatus and whatnot.
Oh,
Because if that stuff gets
Yeah,
in your
definitely.
lungs, yeah, it's like especially like concrete dust or polyfiller, that kind of thing. That's like those materials are caustic and they will cause serious damage
yes.
to you over the long term, and especially in your lungs because it just stays in your lungs and yeah, nasty stuff.
Nobody
Always.
wants to come down with black lung while crafting.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw someone. The channel I saw it on eludes me, and I'm so sorry if I can't remember who it is. They used birdseed. For someone, it was really they crushed some of it up. It was really interesting.
I'm not sure
The
if it
texture
was.
that it
I
created.
haven't seen.
I'm not sure if
haven't
it
seen
was Midwinter Minis because some time ago he had done a video where he's testing out different basing materials like
Mhm.
crushing birdseed, rice,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, just test bases just to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
I'm glad he was crushing it. I was thinking that's going to germinate. I can just tell that's going to grow little plants on his. I mean, 10 out of 10 for realism, but
Yeah, and if you've got like a mortar and pestle, you can actually grind some materials down and make pigment with them as well.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
true.
know a
That's
guy
good.
who used eggshells to make
oh, talk about dusty. I
yeah.
ground up some eggshells trying to make some stuff. I've still got the little empty recycled medicine bottle that's full of them, and I don't even want to open it. But you know me, I'm a hoarder. I'm sorry, collector, and I can't bring myself to get rid of it because I ground it up. But it takes a lot of eggshells to get a reasonable amount. But it doesn't take much to texture anything either. A few sprinkles here and there. But it is super dusty if you crush it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's ideal for making pigment. So if you mix that with PVA, you've got acrylic paint, essentially.
Alright.
Nice.
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Huh.
The only time I used eggshell was as an experiment. Basically, put down some PVA on a base or something, put a piece of eggshell on it, and then squash it flat. So you get a kind of like a cracked surface.
I can see that. Like a
Doesn't-
crackled earth, like a
That's
cracked
really
earth, like a
good
crackled
idea.
surface.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think crackle paste does a better job, and you don't have to wash the shell and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's another option.
You don't wash all your eggshells? I wash all my. No, I'm kidding. I do a lot of weird stuff for crafting, but typically washing eggshells is not one of them. So,
Yeah.
who else we got? Let's see what some other.
You often want to sort of like if before you start grinding something up, just check it out on the internet first because some materials
yeah,
you
good
don't
point.
want
Just to
grind
make
up.
sure it's not toxic or explosive or what have you.
Yeah, I mean there was a guy in Australia who ended up accidentally killing himself because all he was doing was he was eating lots of apple seeds.
Uh-huh.
And apple seeds, when they're pressed, they actually, they have high concentrations of cyanide in it.
Cyanide. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
That
just
sounds-
be wary.
Yeah.
So this is Jägelsdorf's.
Yes, and he's not here, so we can say nasty things about it.
He was in the chat. Yeah. He said he wasn't going to be able to make it, which is sad since this is all his fault. I mean, was his inspiration.
Okay, so this was the sketch he posted up initially, way back at the beginning of the challenge.
Yep. And that sketch, I was already like, oh, I can see where he's going. That's going to be kind of creepy. I had no idea. They turned out so creepy.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yes.
But yeah, this is something I almost never do. Like plan ahead, make a sketch or something. Very rarely, at least. And yeah, even something like this, I think helps a lot to get started. And here's Little Snail.
I think it's fascinating how he did the little mouths or grippers or whatever on the end, because those are parts
Yes.
of plastic flowers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think the rest is just green stuff sculpted around the shell and connecting that. It's a really efficient way of doing it.
It really is. It's simple but very effective.
And he did the eye trick as well. It looks like he put what am I trying to say? Hemisphere, that's the word. Hemispherical object in there and made it into an eye. Those are kind of creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
But I mean, like, here it's looking kind of okay, but once you got it painted up...
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no. Because here, okay, it's still... okay, it's a cute plastic thing. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Would not want to meet that in a dark alley.
Oh man, I don't want to meet that in the light alley.
A little bit of salt, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Little salt.
I'm not sure if it's actually a snail. If it's actually a snail, that makes me feel a lot better. But if it's not a snail, we're in trouble. That's what
Yes,
Dean-
cargo that bites back.
Based on the name Carrion Crawler from the original D&D monster, that's what it should have been. Shouldn't have been a centipede. It should have been this little creepy critter.
Yeah, it does like something that would be crawling around, picking up stuff and, people and whatever.
Stuff and people.
That shot there looks like, hello.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hi, how are you? Like, nom, nom, nom.
You look delicious.
It actually reminds me of the little tendrils at the end, those like little suction cups. They remind me of the nose of a mole.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I know the one.
Which is also
it does
just
look
wrong.
like it's something that would crawl around the Underdark.
Yeah, that eye thingy or whatever it is, it does look disturbing.
In the Underdark, there's that carnival that's in two places at once, or it's two different carnivals that meet up every once in a while. And this looks like it's on the sanitation crew. After everybody goes home, it's like this thing wanders around and eats anything that's left. You know, pistachio shells that are on the ground, empty cups,
So it's
children
like,
that are trying to run away with the circus.
Oh my god.
So it's like
whatever's left.
the real Dungeon Roomba.
Exactly, Dungeon Roomba. That's it.
Okay,
That's a
this
good
shot really
show.
looks good. The one with the background and the other mini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seeing it in context with the background and stuff does not make it any less disturbing.
No, it doesn't. You wouldn't want one of those just showing up in your town.
No.
I don't know. It depends on how much you like the other people in your town.
I don't know. Neighbor Jim, he's irritated me, but no need to sick the death squid on him. Death snail.
I hate most of my neighbors, so
Yeah, there you go.
Death snail.
You wouldn't believe some of the snails I found in my garden this year. Yeah, that's weird. I totally didn't put those there.
Yeah, on the other hand, thinking about it, this might be the slowest chase scene ever.
It's a racing snail.
Well, that's true.
Oh god, what
The
was
problem is you see him and you just walk the other direction. You don't realize there's 12 more of them down the way he just herded you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, good point.
If they hunt in packs, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's why I always find in the George Romero movies, the slow-moving zombies, I always find them more scarier because they will slowly devour you and tear you apart.
Exactly.
Attack you. Whereas the fast zombies, you know it's going to be over in an instant.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so Jagersdorf is making a video about this, but he hadn't released this yet. So I'm just going to drop the link to his channel in the chat if anyone wants to check out his stuff.
He's got so many other good videos anyway.
yeah,
That's excellent. Yeah.
Hi, Chris Pipi. Nice seeing you. Okay, yeah, I think the only one left is mine. And actually, it's the only one that has.
Terrifying of them all.
Yeah, it's the only one that.
I love that Martin did all the cutesy things on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is in the my piece. This is the fan art based on it, which courtesy of Marcin.
It's like, hello, I just want to be your friend. Your friend till the end, which is going to be soon.
Okay, so
Right.
these are just put together in line.
And I never thought of doing mine this way. If mine hadn't had to have wings, I probably would have come across this. This looks like a much better way to do it, and I love the way you did the legs.
Yeah, they're just a single piece in most cases, so that's much easier than trying to fit them individually.
Mm.
Yeah. Karl, that's just nuts.
Well, it's not just nuts. He's also got putty and wire.
Yeah, but one thing for this I used epoxy all the way through because I had run out of super glue at that point, so I just used epoxy instead, and I didn't have any problem with the oiliness.
I know that this is probably supposed to be creepy and scary and eat people, and it's the size of a normal mini, so it's huge. But the way you did the front, the little mottled textures on the legs and the front, it looks to me like it's holding pollen, like it's a pollinator.
Yeah, kind
I
of
was
thing.
about to say the same exact thing, Colin. Oh, cross. Sorry.
For this figure.
Yeah, so
I mean, it doesn't have to be nightmare fuel for sure.
no. So yours, but of course we're always our own worst critics. But I really like your bug better than my bug. But that something about the leg texture is just really cool. It looks like it's been roaming around, eating all the vegetarians.
And it could be eating all the vegetarians. I don't know.
Oh my God. I made myself snort. Oh my God. Anyway, vegetation and pollinating as it goes. It's a very selective predator. It only eats vegetarian. Wow. I made myself.
Cannibalism. I'm going
That was
after the vegans
beautiful.
first because they're grass fed.
Yeah, there you go. We go after the vegans first, the grass fed. Exactly.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they're healthier.
They're healthier. They can probably outrun me. That's the problem.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
but they probably don't have guns like I do. You don't need to outrun them.
Oh.
There's a joke about that, but I'll tell you later after this. Not about vegans, about running. Anyway, but I really love your bug,
antenna.
Karl. I love the way you textured them all up.
Okay.
Yeah, the antenna kind of remind me of moth antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
kind of thing. Yeah. Like I was thinking of putting something more on the shell, but I wanted to keep it a bit more on the cartoony side rather than dark and scary.
It is stark and scary.
But darker and scarier. Okay. Okay, so
That's nice. I like it.
so that's the last one we have right now. So
No, I want to see more. Everybody did such cool things.
They did.
yeah,
If anybody else wants to build pistachio stuff, please. I'd love to see more pistachio stuff. So don't think that just because it didn't make it by today, we don't want to see it. We want to see it.
no, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just,
Karl has a Discord. I have a Discord. Lisa has a Discord. Go toss it in something. We want to see it
I
somewhere.
do have a giant mug full of shells yet, so.
I'll mail him a bag of shells. I've got a whole bag.
yeah, me too. I've got another pack of shells. Sorry, I've got 2 packs of shells, left halves and right halves. So they're
Rachita
pre-sorted.
Rachita asks, how quickly can you research a salt spray spell? Well, let's find out.
You know what? Since we've got loads of pistachios left over, we could challenge ourselves to do aquatic creatures and then just call it the shellfish challenge.
Oh.
Oh man.
Somebody's being shellfish. That's not my joke. That's from a song called Wet Dream, which is all about fish.
Okay.
That's Y'all should listen to it. It is literally an entire song of nothing but puns. It is fantastic.
Okay, what's it called?
Okay, so Wet Dream. It's by a guy named Kipadata.
Okay.
And they used to play it on Dr. Demento. Okay, Salt Spray appears to be a World of Warcraft spell, and I don't see an image of it. I only see a description of its effects.
Yeah, I think it's for the Marcin's snail slug monster.
I got you. Yeah, the salt spray to kill the slug monster. That makes sense.
Okay, we still got a bunch of stuff in the community showcase, so we can have a look at them in a few minutes. In the meantime,
Yeah, let's do that.
if anyone has any stuff they want to post, I'm just going to post the link to that now.
I am the worst about taking pictures of my stuff in progress. I just don't think about it until it's oh, I should really take a picture of that.
Yeah, that's what you keep telling me. I mean, like, if you just take a camera and start filming yourself building stuff, then you can put stuff on a YouTube channel, and you have all the work in progress shots you like.
Oh, right, sure.
And then there's only about 4 problems you have after that. One, you've got 4 hours of video. You've got to cut down to 12 minutes so people actually watch it. And then, but yeah, there's nothing to it.
I leave that to you guys. You can.
Ray Cheetah saying loves the color scheme on your bugs, Karl.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. He won't hear you for like 3 minutes because the lag is seriously crazy on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm noticing. I'm even seeing the preview on the stream is about 2 minutes ago, I think. But anyway. Oh, the cat has returned to the scene. Hey, kitty.
It's Gygax. Hey, hello, Gygax.
Named after the creator of D&D himself.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Well, it was better than the name that my husband suggested, which was Subnigra.
But then you got to shorten it. You got to call him Chubby or something, and just
Yeah.
Gygax is easier. So.
Gygax is much easier.
Over when I messed up and said the thing about vegetarians, Ray Cheetah said, if a vegetarian eats vegetables, what do humanitarians eat?
Oh, yes. That's beautiful. Humanitarian restaurant.
There you go.
Okay.
That's fabulous.
I still like the vegan eating, vegetarian eating bugs though. It's a good idea.
Oddly specific, they sniff you to see if you're a meat eater as well.
Okay, so let's jump into the community showcase and see what we've got.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so quite a few this time, and the first batch is what Lawrence Davis posted last week, but we had just missed them.
Still seeing you.
Oh, come on.
I'm just seeing refresh, so I have no idea what you're showing.
Hang on. Let's try this. Second.
I just
Ah, damn it. So, Discord seems to have crashed again, so we'll be down for a couple of minutes. But yeah, hanging on in there, and it will come back up eventually. Okay, Rechita, I have at least one or two more ideas for pistachios. Hey, I'm back. Didn't take this long this time. Just 1 second.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Cross, are you going to turn on your camera?
Oh, yeah, just a second. I'm actually posting a link to that pun video I was telling Karl about.
Okay, so you guys seeing the?
Not yet. Let me refresh. I'm probably going to jump off.
See parts of it, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not washed out at all. Wow.
I can see it
Okay.
now.
Okay, so the first bunch are photos that Lawrence had posted last week,
Mhm.
but we hadn't got around to seeing them. So we're going to look at them now.
Oh yeah, my Dagobah terrain.
Nice.
You're gonna do Dagobah, you have to have a crashed X-Wing.
Yeah, and Dagobah is from the third Star Wars film, isn't it?
Yep, the last Star Wars film they ever made. Only the 3.
The best one,
That's not the best one. The second one was the best one.
Empire.
Yeah, so
that's where
that's-
Dagobah's from.
And this is Yoda's home planet, which is a swamp.
It's not his home planet. It's the planet he lives on. I'm sorry. I don't even like Star Wars, and here I am correcting people on it, so I'm going to shut up about it now.
But you're right, it's not his home planet. Nobody knows what his home planet name is or what his species name is either. Even though
Yeah, well,
we-
nobody knows that. Yeah,
Klingon.
even with Grogu, nobody knows the species name yet.
Grogu, Yoda, and what's her name, Yannick or whoever.
I have
Yeah,
no
from
idea.
the comics. Yeah, yep. Or not the comics, the cartoons. Yep.
That tree is fantastic.
Yeah, there was. How do you make
It's
that?
supposed to be like a dark side tree. It's not in the picture, but there is a red light inside.
All right.
That's where
Have you
Grogu
got it
lives.
on
'Cause I'm-
hand so you can show us the red light in action?
Ooh.
Because that'd be
No.
cool.
I think I'll see if the battery's still alive.
Sorry, Gygax, I can't play with you right now, buddy.
Of course you can.
He brought his toy to me.
Oh,
Sorry, dead battery.
That's okay. So, how did you build that? Because it looks really impressive.
It is really impressive.
Actually, that's there's a paper towel tube in the back and
All right.
a Pringles can in the front, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. And then basically build up with some sculpt mold and then a bunch of hot glue for details on the trunk of the tree.
All right. Nice.
very
The
impressive.
paint job on that is great. I love how the variations in color from the ground then up into more of a brown on the tree. That's really nice.
You know what
I
that
stuck
swamp
for the
needs?
ground, I
That
stuck
swamp.
with the same basic colors.
You know what that swamp needs is a bunch of pistachio monsters. Two different kinds of two different kinds of bugs. That weird snail crawling up out of the roots. Maybe a grell just floating
If only
past.
I
You
had
know,
more
something.
snails.
Yeah, so back to the trees. How did you do the clumps that are kind of, trailing over the branches there? You've got
That's
massive-
actually cotton balls that I stretched out and then soaked in PVA, watered down PVA, and some acrylic ink.
All right.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have done similar things. I've found that dryer lint also works for it, but it's harder to work with than the cotton ball. The cotton ball's got longer strands, so it's easier to deal with.
Good to
Yeah, I
know.
like to use the dryer stuff for cobwebs and stuff.
And that's Yoda's
Yeah,
house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what that actually reminds me of is, have you guys ever seen the movie Flash Gordon?
Yeah, of course.
Only like 900 times. Yeah.
There's like a scene where Flash Gordon has to put his hand in there's like a weird tree thing and it's got like loads of holes in it and he
Oh,
puts his
yeah.
hand in and there's like a weird scorpion thing inside. Reminds me of that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Flash.
Ah.
We just, I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but we got to stop singing or we'll get a copyright strike.
What brand? What band sang that song?
Queen.
Queen.
There you go.
Okay, crash deck swing. Did you make the water
Yeah,
in
of course
I had to
the
make-
same way here?
The swamp monster in the upper corner there.
Oh,
Yep. Because that's about all you ever see of him in the movie is like
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I was like,
the rise in the water he creates as he swims past.
Yeah, that's
so
a
I was
really
thinking,
nice touch.
I do more.
So is that like an actual model craft kit, or is that a toy that you've used for the X-Wing? there?
That's actually a 3D print from a company called Legion Terrain. They make
No
a
way.
bunch of beautiful stuff, and they even make like a downed AT-AT.
Oh, that's so cool.
I watched an Australian builder, trying to remember the name of her channel, and she built an AT-AT out of foam core and like knocked it over and then crushed it into the ground and made like vines and stuff growing out, and it's amazing. You've seen it? Yeah, her stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. Do you remember the name of the channel?
No, but I can find it for you pretty quick. I'll have it for you in just a second.
I'm really liking the burn marks on the engines.
Actually, when I was wanted to do this particular, it was the last piece of the Dagobah terrain I did because I could not find a properly scaled X-wing for under $50 that was going to work for what I wanted.
Right?
So I just went ahead and ordered a pre-painted one from Legion Terrain, and that was only like $40, I think, and it was scaled to the. It was perfectly scaled.
So
So, like,
pre-painted is
shortcut.
cheaper than the other minis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Legion Terrain puts out some decent stuff for Star Wars. And of course,
Yeah, that's
I guess she
perfect.
didn't build it from foam core. She built it from XPS, but she did an amazing job. There's 3 videos that go along with it, but I will send you the link here in a moment, Karl, and
Okay.
you can post it in the Discord in the chat if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is the link I just sent you is to the Walker build itself.
Okay. I'll probably send it, paste in a bit so I don't have to switch to the other conversation, okay?
Okay.
Oh, the swamp stuff is really atmospheric. And these are the eggs. I think we saw these last week, but I don't mind seeing them again.
Yeah, I just want to do monster eggs. I figured, well, gotta have green slime.
Those look so good. I've seen somebody use real eggs for a build that was similar to that, and I'm just like, no. I'm gonna put paper mache around a balloon. And I don't know how you did yours, but they look amazing.
These are just plastic eggshell from Easter. But if you want to use real eggs,
I do not.
Don't.
Let me just cut you off right there.
But if anyone else wants to use real
fair
eggs,
enough.
use goose eggs and not chicken eggs because the goose egg shells are actually thicker and will hold up better.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Or you
quite
could use-
nice.
my sister, she like cars eggshells and they're like Christmas decorations and whatnot. And
gotcha.
she says the goose eggs are like twice as thick as the chicken eggs.
Oh, all right.
I gotcha.
Oh,
if you're willing to
Rachita is
spend
unhappy with you, by the way, Lisa, because they're saying that you're neglecting Gygax, the wee kitty cat.
well, if you're willing to spend $55 on an ostrich egg,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know somebody that used to live next door to an emu ranch, and they had eggs all the time, and those come out really cool. They're green, but they come out really cool after they're carved. So
Very green, really?
yeah, emu eggs are about the color of the slime on his eggs.
Whoa, all right.
Mm.
They're not bright and glowy like that, but they look like a huge avocado.
Also, hello, Sean. How you doing?
Hey,
I'm
hi,
doing
Sean.
all right. Hey guys, sorry
Hey,
I was running a little
I'm
bit
sorry, I'm
late.
looking at the pictures and I didn't even see
Oh,
you were
no, it's
here.
okay. Oh, no,
No, he
but
just
I'm
snuck
not
in and
important.
started to craft at us, like a crafter or whatever.
Oh, and
Mhm.
just before we move off the Star Wars stuff, I just wanted to, do a bit of self-shilling, because
Okay, go ahead.
thing. Yeah, I went and got this Star Wars toy. It's the one from what is it?
Episode 2.
The prequel movies.
This is
And
Oh,
this
episode
is
2.
you'll know the name of it.
The Banta, I think, not sure.
No, that's the
No.
Dewback.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
prequel
Dewback
movies?
is
No, the
Green
Dewback.
Lizard
The
from
Dewback
New
doesn't
Hope.
have horns. I don't remember what this one's called.
This is from the gladiatorial battle in the.
Yeah.
I think it's the second
Uh,
of the prequel movie.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
know
It's a
Prequel
the
movie.
scene,
I don't
but
know
not the not the name
It's
of
from
thinking.
the
But yeah, I'm
Prequel
turning it
movie.
into
But
a
there's only
split
3
up
movies.
for 140,000. But yeah, I barely had to do a lot to it in order to get it to be suitable for that sort
I
of thing.
barely
Anyway,
had to do it.
enough
I
of that.
barely had to do a lot. I like that. That's subtle brag. I barely had to completely and utterly recraft this thing into an awesome. Barely.
So you've got a video coming up on that?
Not yet. I've not started editing it yet, but I will soon. It might be next week's video, actually.
All right, nice. Okay, moving on. Still on Lawrence Stein. I love these crystals. These crystals look great.
They're awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I did those based off of a Devs and Dice video.
He's
Yeah, that's
He's
another great channel.
creative.
He's awesome. I love watching his stuff.
what I love the most about these is look at that tonal gradation. Like
Yeah.
it goes perfectly from white to dark, and then right on the very tips at the edges, it's completely white. So it gives that crystal aesthetic.
Mhm.
Did you airbrush these, or how
Airbrush.
did you get that airbrush? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Some of
totally
the-
an airbrush.
I'm just noticing that there's also kind of a little glow around the bases, so it's like kind of reflected light or something. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, a little OS
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, along the edge of the crystals too. You kind of highlighted that. That really brings it out.
Give it a little bit
OS.
of OSL.
Yeah, OSL always impresses me. For those of you who don't know, that's
Object
wow.
source
Lost track
lighting.
of object. That's it. Object source lighting. I couldn't remember what the O was for, but it's source lighting. It's the light comes from the item. It's always impressive. I could probably do it. I just always forget. I just don't. But
Yeah.
it's always impressive when I see it and I see it in the field.
I
That is a
love
lot
how
of paintbrushes.
there's a
That is a lot of paintbrushes.
darker edge. It's darker, but then the edges are, suddenly bright. It's really a great effect.
It is.
How it gradates, but the edges are stark. It's very cool.
Yeah, like I said, I just followed the Leaf hit over at Devs and Dice. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
screw it. That looks good. I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Leif has got some good. He's got good skills on that.
And the
So
other
those
thing,
black pools, are they like tar pits?
No, I was going for like a black water pond.
Ah.
yeah, I was going to say the other thing is that you have a lot of these. I mean, this is a whole table's worth.
Actually, I wound up making 3 tables worth. One set got sent to a channel, Crafty Terrain channel, which does for Legion, or at least they used to, and then another set sent away as a drawing prize to a Patreon member for Crafty.
Nice.
Nice.
When you built them, did you just build them to make? Did you just choose the colors, or do each of the colors have a meaning? Like, did the crystals do different
In the
things?
Star
or
Wars
anything?
universe, the colors have a meaning, but I just did it because that was the right colors I had in my inks.
Oh, are those supposed to be Kybers?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
lightsaber
that's the reason
crystals
all
that
the
make
miniatures-
lightsabers glow, for y'all that don't know.
All the miniatures you see are stormtroopers.
I got you.
Yeah, but again, love these colors. It's a great building. Okay, next one up is Sean's. Oh, I love these
Oh,
textures.
this is amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. And
Those are
Those
some
are all
good
the-
That
textures.
is really cool.
so,
You guys are, it's lagged on YouTube.
Yeah, it's quite like today. We're having some trouble with that.
His
That's his
game on
haunted
Friday,
swamp, man.
he has this showing on his game, and it's just epic. It lights in the back, and it looks like lightning, and it's really atmospheric.
Nice.
Really lends to the game.
on the tree earlier, Ray Cheetah says nice Spanish moss. Moss. I realize we're lagged, but just thought I'd throw that in there. It's going to come up really weird in the YouTube video that I'm talking about it 20 minutes later. But
Okay, so Sean, what are we looking at here? I think there's a tree over
That was a scene. Yeah, it's a scene in the adventure where the heroes of the adventure find a gravestone that once they look at it long enough, they discover that when they pushed on it, it opens a portal to the future, and they're sucked into the future, and until the story continues.
Okay. And
So.
this is grass here, dried grass.
That is actually, I believe it's called lichen. It grows here natively in
Sorry.
Texas on
Okay.
pretty much all the trees. So I harvest it myself, and I use it in a lot of my build because it looks like bushes.
It does, yeah. Nice.
So it makes it a lot easier to do.
Work. I mean, all the textures on your builds are spot on. They look really good.
Oh,
I
thank you.
think these are the trees you had working on last time, yeah.
Yes, those are the trees that I've been working on. I actually completed all of them. I think the new tree got posted. I'm not sure.
There's still quite a way to go, so possibly, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they definitely look very creepy.
Yes.
And
And
this,
the glowing, that glowing look from them is just by lighting.
Mhm.
So by changing the lighting, I can change if the tree glows or if it doesn't. It's kind of neat.
So,
With that one, that is the house is a model from Loot Studios
okay.
that I printed and painted up very hastily, actually, to get it onto the table. And the little Wendigo is also from Loot Studios, and it added a lot of context to the story that I've been telling.
What's
Just
that?
because of the way it looks.
What's that pile of nightmare in front of the house? It looks like tentacles or something.
Tree roots.
All right.
That's actually part of the model.
alright.
So they're highly detailed in their modeling. And I enjoy printing them because they're fairly easy to
Good to know.
do. They come pre-supported and non-supported, so you can, if you want to do your own supports, you can. For all of us that are creative enough to do that. But most of the time, using the pre-supported stuff makes it a little bit easier.
All right. Good to know.
The
And what
ground
have you
texture
used to
is
make
really
kind of,
unsettling on that.
Yeah, it is. These look familiar.
Oh, hey, I know those guys.
Okay. I like
How
that
many
you're
did you make, Ross?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
13.
9, 10, 11, 12.
13.
And a baker's dozen.
Yep. Not intentionally. I had made 5 originally. I'd actually made 8. It started 8 and just didn't finish the other 3. Ran out of toothpicks that I had already prepped. And then I made a whole other batch. And when I did the other batch, I did 2 runs of 4 each. And so the 8 came out. That it's not like I planned that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, these shots though, they turned out fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
they
you.
did.
I try to make the beauty shots, beauty.
Yeah, that worked. That worked.
It's a bug beauty pageant.
Exactly.
I can just imagine the thugs walking down on stage, and they're like, I believe in eating corpses,
Exactly.
devouring my enemies, and world peace.
Exactly. And world peace.
And they're
Yes.
wearing a bikini.
A bug-kini.
Ah.
Oh, I'm always there with the pun.
Yeah, nice. Ooh, okay. These
No, and
yeah, please go on.
I was just gonna say the one that's got his head tilted. That was a complete accident. It had to do with the shape of the aluminum and the shape of the shell. That's where it ended up sitting, and I like the way it worked. So don't feel free to put stuff in different poses. It makes it, it shakes it, breaks up that one right there in the front. It breaks up the look.
Yeah.
I thought you had done that on purpose.
Yeah, I did too.
He secretly did it.
I totally planned it.
Secretly on
Totally.
purpose.
Okay, so let's see. Some prints from Jägersdorf. I really love the green the green on these.
Those are some really cool
they're like
ghosts.
proper specters.
Yeah, and I think
Yep.
he's got some
Yes.
some of your source lighting going on them. So here on the grave and the back of the skull, I love this color.
Yep.
I'm mini
Yeah.
painting envy is kicking in.
It's amazing because it's literally just kind of two colors, but
Yeah,
done to great effect.
Kind of like a xenophobe.
He's got a. Yeah, I was thinking that
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he's got a darker green at the bottom and a lighter green at the top, and then there's some. It looks like white highlights, or maybe he started with. That's just the back the primer color coming through, but it's a fantastic effect.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think I'm seeing a bit more yellow than white at the top, to be honest. But I think same principle, really. I mean, it's
No, I meant the white down by the feet, like the folds, the edges of the fabric
okay,
are
yeah,
very
yeah.
light. But I think he did that with a zenithal and then painted with translucent layers over. I don't know how I did it. I'm hoping he's putting out a video on it, but it looks great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like three haunted sisters. It's like the old Spice Girls.
Well, they
Yeah.
did have a scary face.
It is sort of reminiscent of the three from that Scottish play.
Right, we've
Yes.
got to figure out names for them. So one of them has got to be Spooky Spice.
Spooky Spice, Creepy Spice, and I'm guessing the one by the gravestone is probably Screamy Spice.
Yeah,
So
there
if
we
they're
go.
green, aren't they the herb girls instead of the spice girls?
Wow. Okay,
Sorry, I'm
so that
stopping
happened.
now. I'll stop.
Yeah. I like what Lauren said. Herb. Yeah, herb girls.
Herb.
Okay, here's one from Steven.
Oh yeah, so that guy was an original sculpt. The weapons aren't though. I added them. But yeah, I was rebasing a whole bunch of orcs because apparently orcs no longer go onto 25mm bases. They all have to be 32mm. So it was straight, just drilling and pinning them onto all the new bases. Just as a kind of chore.
Yeah, I am not doing that. I am not rebasing anything.
I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to. I just did it because I could.
Okay, this is the stand from your last video.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't really take any still shots for the video, so it's, I figured I'd post them here so you guys can, have a quick gander at them.
So he took some of their pieces, added a couple little things, and then made casts of them. And so GW is going to be knocking on his door any moment, talking about casting models.
Possibly.
No, I've not casted any GW stuff here.
No, I know. It's all your. Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I can see the cable ties. It's like a signature thing now.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've ever seen a saw axe before. That's kind of cool.
That is cool. That's exactly what I was looking at going, whoa.
Yeah, that's from a GW kit. The gas mask, the bedroll, and the weird shotgun machine pistol thing, those I created from scratch.
That's amazing.
I've done previous videos on those. Same with the wheels that they're on as well.
Those scratch built as well?
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
Damn.
So, sir, look at that. I thought they were cast, but I didn't realize that you had done them yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made the tires himself. The tire video. He's got a video about that. That's
Yes,
very
you're
cool.
right. You're right. Okay, now
Yeah.
this is
And
a
the
fine
quality-
example of architecture.
Architecture.
Architecture. Oh.
I saw what you did there. I like it.
Y'all are killing me. Between myself and y'all, I've snorted 3 times in this video.
So, what did you make this one out of? Corrugated card or corrugated plastic?
You know, like when you go to those coffee places, how they give you like a, what is it, like the Starbucks thing, and it's got like the little insulation sleeve on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, okay.
I just took that apart and just glued that straight on.
Right.
It must have been a big cup of coffee.
Or lots of cups of coffee.
Yeah, I don't even drink coffee. I just, find them in the street because like people throw them away quite casually. Oh my goodness, cat! I've got a squeaky cat.
Kitty.
Yeah, she sits on my lap for ages, and then she goes and wanders off, and then she cries and cries so she can get back up
Aww.
again.
That was a good batch of pieces this week.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It just occurred to me that anybody that doesn't follow along with us to begin with is going to be watching this video going, these people are insane.
Yeah, I don't think they need to follow the video
I think
to.
anyone who started at the very beginning are thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we've jumped around from subject to subject and topic to topic, and this is really fun.
It is fun. It is a lot of fun.
So yeah, I think we might start planning the next one, and I think Lisa had an idea for that. If you want to bring it up,
challenge.
yes. So Lisa, do you want to set down the parameters?
Sure. Okay. Well, the parameters were actually set by Karl. He did a video about creating playmats, and in this video, while he is showing, which is a great video, by the way, Karl. If you need to repost the link to that, because that is an epic video. I love watching that. I've watched it so many times. Not just for the build, but the way he presents is fantastic. And one of the things that he uses in that build are tea bags.
Actually, no, I don't.
What?
I don't use tea bags in there.
You don't use tea bags?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought that's what you were doing.
No. I was tea bagging the build with a. It's just a piece of damp cloth, not a tea bag.
Oh, it looked like a tea bag.
No, the action was definitely bagging, but it wasn't a tea bag.
Okay. Well, okay.
Wow.
So he
Okay.
wasn't teabagging the tea bags.
I had to be here for this, did I?
Okay. Anyway.
So that's what we get for talking about making a teabag build, right?
Oh, he talks about viciously teabagging the terrain.
Oh, that hurts.
And so what we're thinking of doing is that for the next build is Cross has tons of tea bags, and which made me think, why don't we all make something with tea bags, either the contents of the tea bags or the outside of the tea bags, or the color that the tea bags produce, anything, whatever you wanted to do with your tea bags, and create a build with vicious
there is an
tea
ongoing.
bags.
They keep extending the end of it on another Discord, a tea challenge of how to use tea in your builds, and I haven't even contributed to that one yet. So I guess I need to get off my butt because I've got tea that I use for. I've got a huge pan of tea. I found out if you keep it in jars, it's always got moisture and it will mold. But if you keep it in a large pan, it doesn't mold. It dries out as it goes. I got that trick from Beard Clipper, who's the one running the other challenge. And so I've got a huge pan of tea that I've taken out of the tea bags. I've got tea bags that still need to have the tea taken out of them, and I've got fresh tea that I could stain things with, and I've got a few, not every one of them. Oh my God, I'd have tens of thousands. Not every one of them, but I have a few hundred tea bags that I've saved. So that fabric is actually really lightweight and looks really good as things like ghost shrouds, sails on boats. It can even be used for fishnets if you're doing the seine kind, the kind where they stand in the water and pull the net through by hand.
Oh, that's
all of those.
So, okay, sorry.
Seine, S-E-I-N-E. And those, so I've got plans. I just haven't ever done anything with it other than using tea as just flocking.
Right.
But I've used a lot, and I mean a lot of tea as flock. You can see it in almost every one of my builds. It's under some of my bugs.
A good recommendation for when you dry out tea, coffee, all that stuff. Get yourself a house screen and either build a frame or use an existing screen frame. And just stick 2 rocks under it out in your backyard if you don't have animals that run around your backyard.
I don't.
And just pour it out directly onto it and let the sun beat on it, and it dries it out real nice. I can show you. This is what
but tea holds moisture so well that I even dried it in the oven and then stuck it in jars, and it still molds. It's always got a moisture level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just keep it in the large open pan, and so far it's been amazing. I was like, that's going to mold worse than the jar. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, silica, you know those little packs that you get in, like, if you buy, like, a suit or something, it's like silica gel. They come in tiny little packs. They're apparently really good for drying out stuff. As well as dried rice, apparently.
I've actually got one of my videos where I tried to make stuff with the silica beads. Don't paint them; they explode the moment they get the moisture. They crack. Don't do that. But so I have lots and lots of the silica beads. So I have thought of putting some of that in the jars with it. But now I have so much tea saved aside, I'd have to have like those big, huge gallon pickle jars to keep it, or like a 5-gallon bucket, because I have a lot of tea set aside. But I have plans for it. I have a lot of things I'm going to need flocked, and I find it's just easier to leave it open air.
So no intervention necessary for hoarding.
Say again, sorry?
I didn't hear you.
I said, so no intervention for hoarding, right?
No,
not on tea.
Okay.
Collecting.
Apparently.
Remind me, the video where you used that silica gel was when you were making the market stands, yeah?
Yes, I was making the market stands. I was trying to make.
Stand, yeah?
Yep, the fruits and vegetables. Now that I have found those little clay beads that are inside cheapy dollar store hacky sacks, I may try to use some of those for fruits and vegetables. I don't know if I doubt they'll crack if I paint them. So that might actually be a use for them, because I collected those as well.
Well, if you're looking to do small fruit and produce for like market stalls or anything miniature wise, just seeds will work perfectly well.
Yep. Seeds, dried capers, dried peppercorns. The rice that I painted that ended up looking like red and green peppers, those look amazing, and they would also work for bananas. And then I could go for banana for scale, and it's 1/10 of an inch long, 5 millimeter banana. There's a song in that.
What's the date? What's the date for the vicious teabagging challenge?
And there goes some tea.
Okay, shall we
Made
set
with tea bags.
shall we set it 2 months from today?
2 months?
2 months, yeah. So that should be.
And I think we absolutely need to call this Lisa's teabagging challenge.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
Lay blame where it falls.
So that will be June, July. We're saying Sunday, 7th August. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay, Sunday,
Sounds
7th
great.
August,
Forward to see how-
Lisa's teabag challenge. Got it.
I'm looking forward to see how the vicious teabagging will commence.
It's not just tea bags though. It's tea.
Tea in
It's the
general,
tea
yeah, yeah.
bags. It's stuff you stain with the tea. It's tea in general, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the bags, it's the contents, it's the color, whatever you want to use the tea for.
Oh, you're
It's-
gonna make me actually go do stuff. Psh.
Up,
I
up,
know.
up to and including tea containers and the boxes that he comes in and what have you. So yeah, be free.
Oh well, that's easy because it comes in that regular food packaging card, so that I can use for anything.
Oh, yeah.
I could build a whole boat out of that and then build the shit. Anyway, I've got plans.
Yay!
I probably
So
won't
as you're
finish, but I've got
presenting
plans.
as you're presenting your project, you're more than welcome to explain the vicious teabagging that took place while you were doing the project. Karl, this is your fault. This is all you.
Yeah, I know.
Choking on a tea bag.
I'm so glad I turned my camera off. I'm blushing so bad right now.
You guys need to check out that video that he did because it is epic. It is just so much fun. It's also educational, not in the way you're thinking.
Of how to take a tea bag.
Ooh.
Do check out his video. Please put a link up for that, Karl, because it's amazing.
Okay, I'll just share it back in the.
Challenges are going. The next one's probably going to end up being 2 crafters, 1 cup.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
We are going there, aren't we?
Let's not go there,
No.
guys.
No, you're. Oh, I'm scared.
All right.
Okay, so guys, I think we should wrap up the stream before we go into even darker places.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been great having you over, and so this has been a fun stream. Technical issues notwithstanding.
It's been a
We'll-
lot
we'll
of
work
fun.
it
I
out.
really enjoyed this, and the pistachio challenge was just a lot of fun. I really,
Yeah,
really love
was-
seeing the stuff that came out of that.
Yeah, remember anyone who's watching, who's still watching, to like, subscribe, and just show Karl some love.
Most definitely.
Absolutely,
So thanks, guys.
absolutely.
Especially being he's gonna get some tea bagging.
Yeah, we're going to get some feedback soon.
It's teabagging, guys.
Yep, we got to get started on the bagging.
Okay.
Yeah. Check out Cross's channel. Absolutely, check out Cross's
Oh yeah,
channel.
thank you. Yes, that would be lovely if you did that.
Actually, yeah. Before
Yeah,
we before we
Earthman Brick, check
go,
him out.
let me just drop the links in again.
Yeah, yeah. Some really good YouTubers on here. Good stuff.
I just posted in chat. Wow, the new challenge is Lisa's Vicious Teabag Challenge. Keep watching to find out the details. Wait for the lag to run its course.
So one second, I'll just need this to load up. I think I crashed again. Well, either that or everyone is frozen. No, I crashed. Yay! We'll be back in a second. In the meantime, let me just paste the links in here.
Welcome
There he
back
is.
to the land
Thank
of the living.
you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Karl, is the stream over? Did you actually finish it?
No, I think we're still online. I'm just pasting your links in the
Okay.
description.
Yeah. So we're still online. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
it,
Yeah.
yeah.